Hello again. It's Scott Hathcock and Ruth Ellen Elinski. We are bringing you another interview with one of our Rural Entrepreneur Spotlight winners. Of course, we're picking these winners up from our 2025 Moonshots Rural AZ Pitch Competition Tour. And I am so delighted to be joined once again, by Ruth Ellen Elinski, Director of SBDC, Yavapai County.
How are you? Hi. Nice to be back, Scott. Good to see you.
Yes.
We got a great guest today.
We do. And I think this will pretty much wrap up our tour pitch participants. And then we will see all these folks that you have, or not all of them were able to do videos, but some of them were. So the majority of these we'll see in Prescott on October 18th when 20 finalists will compete for the state finals. Yeah. So these videos are fun because they really let our viewers and ourselves get to know these pitchers even better. So let's bring in today's winner. Now, this particular winner came to us from the Miami Globe Payson tour stop. I don't know how many months ago. It's been a while, but please welcome Ray Webb.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, Ray. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. It's been kind of an exciting couple days here with storms.
Yeah.
But that's Miami for you.
That's right. So, Ray, you are the founder of Neotat Tattoo Machines. Can you tell us a little bit about what this company does?
Sure. Well, first I started out as a job shop, machine shop, making parts for other people. And it started out that I was making parts for a tattoo supply company. And I was basically inventing new products for them. And I do that free because I make the parts, I sell the parts to them. It's a win-win. So one time I was on the phone waiting to speak to a purchaser and heard this go on the phone that the demographics of tattooing has changed over the years. More middle-aged women are getting tattooed. And so I'm sitting there, I'm thinking permanent cosmetics. That's what comes to mind. And this goes back to 2004. And at that time, I came up with, I had to have a quiet tattoo machine. So I just, through my head, I developed the design criteria of that product and then went to make it. And I made the first prototype, took it to my guys at this company, and they were like, no, we're not interested. At that time, tattoo machines were all the coil machines, the noisy doorbell mechanisms. And I created a clean, quiet, easy to sanitize machine, and they weren't interested in it. So I took that and went out on my own.
That is fantastic. So I remember doing your pitch. You actually showed us the old legacy version and the newest version. And I too would not have known this because again, I'm not a is that the newest version?
This is my first version of the machine. Okay. Yeah, the Neotat. Wow.
Yeah. So I love again how you've identified a problem. It's not a world I'm familiar with directly, although I do have a tattoo, but I am not as familiar with it as you are. But I love the fact that you found a problem and you're looking to get this product to fill this niche, especially around, like you said, the cosmetic. You said the cosmetics,
permanent cosmetics.
Yeah,
they were actually the first ones to embrace my machine. The tattoo artists were like, it's not a coil. We're loyal to the coil,
Yeah.
And so it was a really hard step up. And the first machine I developed, the Neotat, had the feel and kind of the shape of a coil machine. And I did that on purpose because I wanted it to fit into their hands better.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool because the permanent cosmetics ladies got in there first, and through their connections, because some of them were doing tattoos, then all of a sudden tattooers were starting to see my machine, and it was just a grassroots growth under the wire of everybody else. It was just like, it came like, who's this Neotat? It's just like, where did this come from? And at the time I'm trying to hide from the industry that this is a rotary tattoo machine. Those type of machines were taboo. You had to have a coil. So my mechanism is it's a straight motion. So I called it a linear tattoo machine. And I took the market by surprise too by that term. It's just like, what is this? Oh my God, this is a whole new machine. We have to check this out. And it was fun because that became kind of a catchphrase for many other tattoo builders that weren't making what I was making. They just liked the name, and so they used it.
So Ray, you said that was 04. So now you've been at this 20 years. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Wow. So what would you say? I'm sure the challenges of 2004 are different than the challenges you have now. Does something stick out in your mind as a challenge right now?
Well, it is a big challenge because of how the industry has changed. There used to be independent tattoo machine builders, but investment companies look for profits. They look at the tattoo industry as being a huge way to make money.
Yeah.
And so these independent tattoo machine builders have been they're now belong to two private equity groups.
Wow.
Two of those groups control 10 of the distributors and those machine builders. And of those 10, 5 of the distributors used to be distributors of Neotat, but since they bought out the other machines, they want to sell those machines versus mine. And there's only one of them that still buys from us.
Wow.
So it is the advertising. It's the promotion that I need to make this happen, because they have lots of money to promote flashy, websites, flashy advertising, just pounding you all the time. And I can't compete with that at this point.
So it's harder and harder to be independent, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think obviously COVID played a role.
Man, that was like the nails in the coffin there. It just completely changed the tattoo industry. Because all of a sudden you couldn't tattoo because we had to distance ourselves. And so everybody was going to YouTube, and all these influencers are going, hey, you need this product. You need to buy this product. And I didn't have those influencers out there. And it's like our business, we were really hopping here. I had 7 employees at that time. And when COVID hit, everything stopped. And I kept my employees on longer than I should have, because I feel responsible for people that work for me, and I had to let everybody go.
So Ray, you really saw this pitch event that we did in town as an opportunity to revitalize, right? Start building that brand presence, and you have a newer version of your old version too that's even better, right?
Well, I went to the Vivace. That was the next step in the evolution. Because people were like, oh, the Neotat's too boring, it's too heavy, it's blah, 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 blah. So I created a new machine. I don't know if you want to hear that quick story about my development.
Well, I think it's great that you actually take feedback and you take it seriously. It sounds like you get this feedback about your product, and then you're just like, okay, well, I can change that. So tell us.
Well, that's what made it for me, because I had a hard time getting in the industry. Number one, I didn't tattoo. And number 2, I didn't have any tattoos. So who the heck is this guy? What does he know about tattooing? I'm just an engineer, inventor guy, and I can look at the physics of everything and, find a better way to do it. That's kind of my thing. And like with the Vivace, and the Vivace is a term, it's a musical term. It means lively with spirit. Those Italians really had the best names for things. And when I did this first one, I came in the shop, and I'm kind of a guy that I'll just program the machines right at the machine. I don't use software or anything. So I thought of this on Friday, came in early Saturday morning, worked through the weekend, and made this machine. And my guys come in on Monday morning, they get all mad at me. They're like, what did you do to our shop? You tore the shop up. All my settings. Oh, they were just mad as hell. I'm like, see what I got? And they're like, oh, it's too light. It's too light. It's not going to hold up. And I'm listening to talk about this. So I unplug it and I throw it to the concrete floor. And they all go, oh, you spent all weekend making that and you just threw it to the floor? I said, well, this is called destructive testing. So
Exactly.
I plugged it back in. It's still running. Well, they got off the part of destroying their setups. So I threw this thing to the floor. How could I just was nuts. So I went, I've got a better idea. I unplug it. I go outside, put it in front of my International Scout. I drive over it, bring it back in and plug it back in. It's still running. I'm like, any more questions?
That's awesome. So how much do these sell for?
They sell for between $325 and $980. Like my newest machine, the Neo 1. This is a battery operated machine, and it uses a simple, vape battery. A lot of the competition, they have these battery modules made for them, and they're made in China.
Yeah.
And the batteries in the module, and we know lithium batteries have a life cycle.
Yeah.
Once that cycle goes away, you have to replace the whole module. I'm thinking, well, it's better to have a $6 battery that you can replace and find than having to replace the $250 or $300 battery module.
Yeah. So that's awesome. So, and you can buy those at shopneotat.com. We have the website up right now. And if people have questions for you, their email is mail, MAIL at neotat.com as well. So do you obviously you're taking customer feedback. Is it so somebody could easily reach out to you to say, hey, I love what you're doing. I want it in a different color, or whatever, how customizable are your products, or are they more like, it's these 3 items, that's it? Do they have, I don't know if there are nuances in the machines themselves or not, honestly. So I'm asking a question. And
okay, well, to first of all say that with the tattoo industry, and I'm not a tattooer, I kind of really needed that feedback from the artists, because I can make this thing, it should work, but let's get it out there and test. So a lot of feedback. I was always really good at, if something's not working, you send it back to me, I'll take care of it, we'll make this thing work. And I learned all along what it took to make that, happen. And like some of the tattoo machine builders, I'm kind of an open kind of guy. I like to share. I'm thinking I want to improve the industry as a whole. I mean, I guess I should have been looking at making more money, but I'm looking at it as improving the industry. So I shared, tips and tricks with some of these machine builders to help them along.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out so well for me, because then they went off to compete against me and such. But feedback was very important. Yeah. And yes, there's various stroke lengths, because some machines, some different procedures in tattooing requires a different stroke length, and that's the amount of motion the needle makes.
Gotcha.
And it can be as low as 2.5 millimeters to 5 millimeters. And you're talking about customization. Well, I built a laser engraver so that I can mark our stuff. So again, I'm just that kind of guy. I just make my own tooling and whatnot.
Ray, I know that you do a lot of like industry shows.
Mm-hmm.
Are you mostly just doing domestic sales, or are you exporting your product somehow?
Well, we used to export. In fact, you bring that up right now. We just have an order from our Canadian distributor.
Oh, no
Good
kidding.
Guys. They're out of British Columbia.
Yeah.
And the tariff, they did a small order. It's a $3,000 order, and they're going to be paying half of that in tariff and duties.
Wow.
So I just reached out to them and asked, is this okay? Are you aware of this? So I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we used to have, as far as South Africa, a distributor, Australia, throughout Europe. I even had a Chinese distributor for a while. I thought that was kind of neat, because we're always buying stuff. We're buying from China, and here I am selling to China.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
So what is your next what's your next challenge you're trying to solve?
I'm trying to make people aware of this exists.
Okay.
Everybody that gets the machine, they're just like, they love it. And I'm like, well, tell people about that. I'm thinking, I did this grassroots thing more than 20 years ago. I'm thinking that same sort of thing would work today, but obviously it doesn't have the same connection that it did back then.
Yeah.
One thing is that the tattoo artists are younger. It used to be tattooers learn how to tattoo by apprenticing with a known tattoo artist. And now with YouTube, I can be a tattoo artist too. I can learn how to tattoo. And I have to say, some of these young guys are so artistic. It is amazing how the industry has changed. It just blows me away with some of this work. But these young kids are more into the phone, and that type of communication. And I'm an old guy. I'm not there. I'm not big on all the phone, stuff. So that is a challenge for me. And since the Moonshot pitch here, I'm trying to think her name. I'm going to hire a person to do a new web page for me.
Nice.
Our old web page was supposed to have had us had access to it, but the developer didn't give us all the information, code and whatnot to get into it, and then she just disappeared, and then I was left high and dry. So we're starting fresh.
And this is the local lady that pitched at the competition, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
Nice.
That's what I love too when you see that happen. When people come together and like, I've got a service that you need, and there's some good networking that happens.
Connections.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So it's just the promotion. I have a great product. In fact, I have a much better product than the others.
Yeah.
And with this buyout, two of those companies, one was in Florida, the other one was in Southern California. They had a shop making their own products. They've closed the shop and they've farmed it out to China.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I so enjoyed your presentation when you did it, and I liked it because, don't take this wrongly, it was old school. It was like, here's what we've invented. Here's the old thing. Here's the new thing. Here's the new. It really got us all up to speed because without seeing it and hearing it, and you're a good storyteller. It would have been difficult if that had just been shown on a slide as a single image, as a CAD drawing going up. But you were walking through all the motions, and I appreciated that because it helped me see the problem you were solving, and even I would say the scary problem you were solving too, by taking away all the the coils and the nuance of the old machines for people who aren't necessarily into, quote, the traditional tattooing, but more permanent cosmetic tattooing. So
the mechanical thing, that's simple for me. I can see a problem and develop a solution for that problem.
So is there a problem you're looking at solving next outside of the tattoo world? Do you have your eyes on a new problem?
Well, I have eyes on a whole new machine, and this is actually a machine that goes back in my brain 20 years.
Yeah.
And some of the components were available back then that are now. And I want to pursue that because I think that's going to be like the crossover between a coil and a rotary machine. But I don't see the reason to do that until I can make some money off of what I got now. I have to promote this and sell this.
Well, good for you to stay focused on, that can be a founder treachery path to go down if you always get, caught by shiny objects or something new. So good for you to stay on the case, and let's get your name and word out on what you've currently got today, and let's try to get this back in the market. Ray, I'm looking forward to your pitch in Prescott on the 18th. Are you excited about it?
Yeah, I am. It's going to be an exciting time. It'll be lots of fun.
Yeah, I think so too. And we know, I'm going to go ahead and say this. We know you are in a good place where your headquarters is, because it happens to also be across the street almost from the winner of the state tour a couple of years ago in Pin Drop Travel Trailer. So there's something in the water there, perhaps, with you guys that are tinkering and making things.
Well, Miami has always been a creative place.
Yeah.
There have been many people that moved away.
Yeah.
Tim has come here with Pin Drop, and I came here from Phoenix. We saw potential here, and that's why we're here. And let's make it happen again for Miami.
That's right.
Well, thank you again for joining us today.
Ray. Good to see
Thank
you.
Thank you for having me, and I hope we can get this going. I can hire more people, and we can be on the globe again.
That's right. All right. Well, let's
Sounds
do
good,
it.
Ray. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh,
that was fun.
I hit that a little soon. So fun. What a storyteller, huh?
I know we usually
love
don't
it.
get the actual workshops where people are, where they make their wares, but it looked, there was a lot behind him.
So much. I've never been in his workshop, but I've heard about his workshop, and I think it's pretty, shall I say, what's a good word? A good descriptive word would be like busy.
Oh, gotcha. Well, I just love the tinkering and trying to fix problems, and just, let's not worry about planning. Let's just build it out and let's see what works. And
like a true inventor, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Love that.
So so he's going to be pitching on October 18th. Like we're going to have a semifinal round, and so he'll pitch for the first semifinal round, and then we'll see who makes it from that round to the finals on the main stage that night. We're going to have 8 finalists pitch on the main stage.
Here's how to find out more on the finals event.
Yeah, moonshotaz.com. Just type in when you get to that event, look for the events and look for the finals in Prescott, and it'll be held at the Hilton Garden Inn and Sam Hill Event Center in downtown Prescott. So tickets are available now, and will be a lot of fun. So
it's going to be lots of fun.
And we appreciate seeing Ray keep doing what he's doing. Like I said, I'm excited to see him in Prescott, and good to see you again, Ruth Ellen Elinski.
You too, Scott. Looking forward to the next time. See you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.